Alright, buddy, time's up. Back to work. Had a good nap? I just want you to know that I hate you. It was 2018 when I officially started my filmmaking journey. The plan was to travel the world with my best friend and make videos. Not gonna lie, the adrenaline felt great, but it quickly became very stressful. With a 9 to 5 at the same time, I was working 100-hour weeks. Checking off the next box on my to-do list 24/7. It was draining. I thought eventually brands would hire me to shoot their projects so I could quit my 9 to 5 and get the time back. Long story short, I still have a day job and that plan sucked. To be burned out, tired all the time? Do you seem to be working harder and getting less done? Are you having less sex? Often get the blues and angry without apparent reason? Do you fantasize about punching your coworker in the face? The other day at work, 7 a.m., my colleague started talking about the shady practices by companies like Airbnb or Amazon. He kept ranting. I was like, I don't want to have this conversation, it's too early for this. Sorry, I have work to do. That's why you have a headset with noise cancelling at all times. Jokes aside, we had the conversation and it was actually nice. I think those little moments are very important and they're gone for now. Burnout is widely reported to have grown worse during the pandemic. Working from home has intensified the feeling. I did remote work for over 4 months. The first couple weeks were fantastic. Wake up late, no pants, more time for yourself, but also be more prone to work longer hours because of practicality. Then it gets lonely, boring, soon fatigue is a thing. You start to get anxious and overall depressed. The trend nowadays is to live busy lives. We are conditioned to hustle, going as hard as possible. You know, to get the unicorn, gotta build momentum, put in the hours. Overworking is celebrated. You get a trophy for that. In fact, there is a large number of tech companies that made normal the 996, working from 9 to 9, 6 days a week. And in some countries, that is actually considered lazy. When I went to Japan, I met a girl from Tokyo. Between chats and getting to know each other, she told me about her profession. Photographer. She wanted a new job because of her working schedule, and we ended up talking about how it is normal to die from work in Japan. What? I said. Yeah, there is even a word for it, karoshi. Ever heard of it? Translated as overwork death. It's a Japanese term relating to occupational sudden mortality. The first case of karoshi was reported in 1969 with the stroke-related death of a 29-year-old healthy male worker. By 2015, according to a report by the Japanese Ministry of Labor, the number was 2,310, mainly as a result of stress. And while there is currently no evidence that stress on its own at least can cause a heart attack, it might lead to self-destructive behavior such as drinking, using drugs, smoking, lack of sleep, or a poor diet, which will further increase the chances of karoshi. It's not a myth, people actually die from overworking, and it's happening everywhere. In fact, Americans are logging in more hours than Japanese workers. The truth, if you're working 12 or more hours 6 days a week year after year, you'll suffer. But the question is, are you working hard or hardly working? One study by Stanford University found that productivity per hour declines when a person works more than 50 hours a week. After 55 hours, productivity drops so much that putting in any more hours would be pointless. And those who work up to 70 hours a week are only getting the same amount of work done as those who put in the 55 hours. In a perfect world, I'd choose to work only 2 sessions of 90 minutes a day. However, that's not likely to happen. That's why it's important to set boundaries. If you're putting in the hours, working hard for your dreams, that's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but working hard is overrated. For the hustlers out there starting your second job when most people go home and Netflix, keep in mind that you need to protect the vehicle to do your best work. Having a solid work-life balance is difficult but crucial. Quality leisure activities, in-person interactions, crafting different configurations to add playfulness to the work you do, building healthier working routines. Reflecting on my own journey, I was exhausted. Suddenly, the practice that made me happy became hectic and stressful. I became a hermit, very antisocial because work was always the priority. Although I created a lot of content, it wasn't good. There was no story, it wasn't entertaining or fun, the color was horrible, the music didn't match, everything was just off. So I decided to give myself more time to produce better things, to actually have fun, and that's when I started to feel proud of my creations. Don't forget that work is a part of life, shouldn't be all. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like. Also let me know in the comments what other topics you'd like me to cover, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.